Okay. We're going to talk about maximum value and minimum value. So, if you have a happy parabola, this is a happy parabola. Okay. So if we look at the vertex for this one, the vertex is -1 and -4. And it's a happy parabola, so it has a minimum value. Minimum, and we're going to abbreviate that as min. But positive, if there's a positive out front, which this one is positive, and, you know, it's understood to be positive if you don't see a negative sign. But so it's got a minimum value, and we're not going to worry about what x equals. We're going to worry about what y equals for the vertex. So the minimum value is y equals -4. Okay. Now let's look at one that's an upside down one, a sad parabola. So this one, come back. This one is a sad parabola. And that's because it has a negative out front. Okay. So it would have a maximum value. Okay. Now we can't tell exactly what that maximum value is because it's between y. It's between like 4 and 5 for y, because these go by ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. So it's somewhere between 4 and 5. So in this, just looking at the graph, we can't find out what the maximum value is, but it would be a maximum value, and it would be y equals, I'm just going to, say 4.5. It's not really, but anyway. So also we're looking at range. So when you look at domain and range of these guys, and I'll go back to this first one. So the domain, we talked before about how domain is always x. So it's how far does it go in the x direction. Well, the domain for all quadratics, the domain, you may want to make a note of this, the domain of all quadratic functions is all real numbers. All real numbers. Hashtag is numbers. And then another way that you might see that abbreviated is like this. X is an element of all real numbers, like that. Okay. Now, the range is different on every quadratic function. So we talked just a second ago about how the minimum for this one is y equals, so the min, we said, was y equals -4. So the range is how high does it go, or how low, how high. That's range. We're always talking about y. So in this case, the range would be y is greater than or equal to -4. Okay, if we look at that one that has the maximum, and we had just, we don't know for sure exactly what it is, but I had just said it's probably about, the maximum is probably about 4.5. So in this case, the range would be below, all the numbers below 4.5. So the range would be y is less than or equal to 4.5. Okay. So